I loved her regardless of how she felt about me. I always loved her. I was willing, you'll see in the book that how willing I was to sacrifice myself for her.
You're watching the Spotlight Network, starring Hollywood's newsman,
And if you're just
Logan
to
Crawford.
investigators, they now believe a single member.
He works with TV and film legends. And now, Logan's shining the spotlight on the world's top emerging authors and creators.
International were abducted.
This is Spotlight with Logan Crawford, streaming on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV.
I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're talking to a terrific author. Her name is Stephanie Bonner. She has penned a powerful book. It is called Uncovered Me, Losing to Win, a raw survivor memoir about breaking free from trauma, reclaiming identity, and choosing healing when life tries to bury you. From growing up in the Bay Area and being pulled into cycles of pain, survival, and the streets, Stephanie shares what it takes to confront the past and fight for a future with purpose. This is a story about resilience, faith, and the hard-earned strength to turn invisible prisons into a testimony of freedom. We're delighted to have this very talented author join us here today, and we ask viewers like you to support authors like her by subscribing to our channel and by purchasing her amazing book. The links are below this interview. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Thank you for having me.
This is such a powerful story. It's your story. Why did you decide to share it with the world on the pages of this book?
Many years, it took me like 11 years to write it. Many years ago, someone told me, your story is so powerful, you need to write a book, and then I realized that if I did do this and put myself out there, it would help me heal from a lot of the stuff that I went through.
Yeah, absolutely. You described the book as an autopsy of your life. What discoveries did you make when you were going through your years spent on this planet?
Ooh, I felt like, why was I here?
Mm.
Why was I born into this? It was dark, in the beginning, and it continued on. And I didn't realize that I'm a spiritual person, that God was going to use me,
Mhm.
later on to help other people with my story.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Your faith has been important for you and has pulled you through, right?
Yes, yes.
Tell us a little bit about how your relationship with God has helped you get through the darkness.
I'm gonna give you an example. Just yesterday, my son, my last son, because I lost two of my children.
Mm.
My son was sitting here, and we didn't know what was going on with him, and he just couldn't do anything because his vision was gone. So I said, go to the hospital. He went to the hospital, and he had keloacidosis. I
Wow.
mean, he was laying in my house dying, and I didn't know if I could make this meeting today.
Right.
But because of the strength of the Lord, I knew that I had to do this anyway. He's okay today. They found out he had diabetes and he didn't even know it because 3 months earlier, he was fine. He had no
Mm.
symptoms of none of this. And it just hit him in the last 3 months. So I'm grateful to God because I couldn't imagine losing another one of my children.
Good God. Absolutely frightening experience. Let's talk about your childhood. What was it like growing up in the Bay Area, and how did that environment shape your view of the world?
Um, well, it started like really dark because of the way that I was told I was consumed, that my mother had been, I don't know if I can say this word on here, raped.
Mm.
And I was a product of that. And so we didn't have that bond that a
Yeah.
mother and daughter has, so I was always hungry for love. And
Yeah.
so early on, I think I was 12 years old when I started running away from home because I just wanted to get away from the rejection. I was being assaulted by a family member, and I
Mm.
got tired of it. So I hit the streets.
Mm.
And, a 12-year-old out there in the streets,
Yeah.
you get what you get. And
Yeah.
I surrounded myself around people that were like me,
Yeah.
youngsters that were like me.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty rough. I've had some good times, I've had some horrible times, I've had some all right times. But
Mm.
the Bay Area is my place, and
Mm.
I thank God that I made it through everything and that I'm still here to tell my story.
Yeah. Absolutely. We're glad you're here too. After going through what you went through. Um, were you ever able to patch things up with your mother? I know it was a significant break.
Not really. Well, my mother got upset with me because she realized I was writing this book, and it was
Mm.
telling our secrets,
Mm.
and she was very angry with me about that part. But I believe when she passed, because she's no longer here, she tried. She didn't know how to say I'm sorry for what I did and sorry for how I treated you. But there were some things because she died in my apartment,
Oh.
and I held her in my arms. I loved her regardless of how she felt about me. I always loved her. I was willing. You'll see in the book that how willing I was to sacrifice myself for her.
Yeah.
So she would be okay. In her addiction. Um, but I love my mom.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what she did to me.
Yeah, it's amazing. Amazing. The bond between a child and her mother is very, very strong. Despite, horrible circumstances that sometimes, come in the way. In the book, you write about how pain can push people into harmful bonds. And you
Yeah,
talked about it a little bit today. How did you start breaking that cycle? How did you start getting yourself right?
I believe my mid 20s, I started to realize that I didn't want to be like my mother. I didn't want to become her,
Mhm.
and I reached my arms out to God, and God delivered me from the addiction and pretty much everything. And that's when my healing really began. Was when I reached that when I finally surrendered myself to God.
Yeah. What do you want people who are going through similar trials that you went through to understand about life, to understand about faith? What's your best advice for somebody struggling right now?
Somebody struggling, I would say, reach, hold your hands out, hold on to your higher power, whoever that is, because I know we all have different religions and beliefs. I would definitely recommend them to hold on, get a support system. It's hard to get a support system when you're going through um, things like that because people get tired of you with your addictions or whatever. But I would say get tired of being tired. You
Mm.
know, you gotta do it. Can't nobody make you. You have to be tired of being tired of being tired. And that's where I was. I was tired. I didn't want to send my kids through what I went through with my mom. I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to continue to um, hate myself because I did hate myself.
Hmm.
And I reached out, and God was my person that really guided me with the word
Hmm.
and going to ministry. My church, my pastor, he's gone now, but my Bishop Humphrey, he really handled me because I was rough. He handled me, and here I am today. I've been clean 30 some years.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's great. Um, Losing a child is every parent's nightmare. You lost two. How did you get through that horrible time?
Um, I still get I still get through it.
Yeah.
I can actually I found myself with my son helping other mothers like me. I had a platform where mothers would tell their stories about their loss, and that made me feel good because I was able to help other people through my pain.
Hmm.
And when I lost my second child, my daughter, I lost myself.
Yeah.
It took me a lot of years to come out, and I'm ready now because this book has actually been out for since 2015, but I wasn't ready at that point because that's when my daughter died. 2015. And so I've had the time to grieve and grieve and grieve and feel sorry for myself. And, you know, and now I'm ready. I'm ready to share my story. I'm ready to, help other people that I can help, because it's nothing like losing a child. You're losing a piece of you when you lose a child. And, they're one is over here and one is over here, and they keep holding me together.
Wonderful. You got two angels in heaven watching over you, no doubt. And
Yeah.
but the loss is unbearable at times, I know.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. You've been open about being on dialysis. How has that affected your mindset and your daily routine and your daily outlook?
Ooh, I don't want to cry. I don't want to cry. I'm gonna be strong. Okay.
Yeah.
I found out 3 years ago. My kidneys just collapsed, and went to the hospital. I was on dialysis that day, and it changed my whole world. You
Hmm.
know, despite the grief that I go through, but being able to take care of myself and being on a fixed income is, I'm used to, I'm
Yeah.
used to being this cute girl. I can do what I want to do. I can shop where I want to shop and all of that, and just being on this budget and trying to make it work is it's been very hard. It's been very hard. But I get up every day. Sometimes I don't want to do it no more. I have those days when I get tired of the whole struggle, but I know that God wants to use me on a platform to help other people. So I continue to get up and fight. And I have 3 grandbabies
Hmm.
and my son that I have to keep fighting for. So, dialysis is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. And I don't look like what I go through. People in there, they say, you do not look like you are doing dialysis. And,
Mhm.
I'm trying to not look like what I go through, every day.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad did it for many years, 10 years, and it's tough. 3 days, 3 times a week going there, and sometimes the schedules you have to go are rough. And,
Yeah.
it's sort of like facing your own mortality as you watch your blood cleansed each day.
Yes.
It's a lot, but you've got the right spirit, you've got the right heart, you've got the great faith. So you're winning this fight. Um,
Yes.
the subtitle of your book, of course, is Losing to Win. What does
Yeah.
that mean? Talk to us about that.
Well, I didn't know how prophetic I was going to be, that what it was going to mean in my life when that title came up. Um, I didn't realize how much I was going to lose, because at that point I had only lost my son, but I didn't realize everything that I was going to lose. It's like the scripture in the title in the Bible, Job. I've definitely went through what he's been through. You know what I'm saying? And losing to win. And I believe now, here where I am, I'm winning because I'm still here, and my story's being told. And I'm looking for this to be a movie. I'm looking for all kind of things. When my son died, he told his friend, he said, my mama wrote this book. They're gonna do movies about her story. And he was prophetically saying that because we had no idea,
Yeah.
where I was gonna go with this. But yeah, I think it's gonna help many people. It doesn't matter what color, what race. It's something in there for everybody to touch your heart, to remind you of when you were there,
Yeah.
you know.
Exactly. Everybody's got struggles. Everybody has trials. Everybody has challenges in this life.
Yeah.
Some are worse than others.
Yes.
But you have persevered with faith, resilience, and strength, and that shines through in this wonderful book. It is called Uncovered Me, Losing to Win. It is a reminder that where you started doesn't get the final word. Your healing,
No.
your purpose, and your future. That's what matters. Stephanie, thank you so much for joining me here today.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate your time, your insight, the wonderful work you've done on this book, and I will keep you in my prayers. God's blessings to you and your family. To the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time.